we'll come back to Helper Dad. Framer's code overrides provide a way to add custom functionality that goes beyond the standard drag-and-drop interface, and this guide is going to walk you through how to effectively use them in your Framer projects. First, let's understand what code overrides are. These are JavaScript or TypeScript functions that allow you to change how your components behave. They work at the component level and are great for enhancing existing elements or even creating brand new ones. There are primarily three types: property overrides, which let you change things like width, height, and color; event overrides, which respond to user interactions such as clicks or hovers; and data overrides, which dynamically fetch and display data. EXT, let's think about setting up your code editor. While Framer has its own built-in editor, you can also use VS Code or another IDE you prefer. If you opt for VS Code, consider installing the Framer extension to get syntax highlighting and autocomplete. For even better code management, setting up TypeScript is a good idea. To create a new code override file, you'll typically want to place it inside a code folder within your Framer project. When naming your files, make sure to use descriptive names like buttenoverrides.ts or interaction.js. Remember to save your files as either .js for JavaScript or .ts for TypeScript, depending on which language you're using. When you're ready to write your code override, start with the basic structure. You'll export a function that takes component properties as input and returns an object with the properties you want to modify. For example, in TypeScript, you might have a function that changes the text and background color of a button. The props argument lets you access the original component's properties, and you can define functions to handle specific events like onClick or onHover. Apply the code override in Framer. First, select the component you want to change. Then, in the Properties panel, look for the Code Overrides section. From there, you can select the function you exported from your code file. Framer will then automatically update the component to reflect the changes you've made. Debugging your code overrides is crucial, so use console.log to check variables and track the flow of your code. The Framer console will display any errors or warnings that occur. For more advanced debugging, you can even configure VS Code to work with Framer. For advanced techniques, you can use third-party libraries like Lodash or DataFNS within your overrides. You can also use Fetch to retrieve data from APIs and update your components dynamically. And if you're feeling ambitious, you can even define entirely new components using code overrides with React-like syntax. In conclusion, code overrides are a really powerful way to make Framer even more versatile. Experiment with different types of overrides and libraries to unlock new capabilities. Start with simple overrides and gradually work your way up to more complex ones. As next steps, delve into the Framer documentation for advanced features, check out example projects for inspiration, and don't hesitate to share your creations with the Framer community. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Helper Dad.